I'm definitely not muted.
Talk again.
You guys can hear me, so.
Yeah.
How's that, folks? That better?
Testing. Testing.
The dulcet tones of Canberra FM. No?
Right. Can you hear us now?
Broken?
Who's on the stream that can hear us? Anyone?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
Yeah, I
Alright,
can hear it now.
awesome. So we might
Rewind,
start
go
again.
back to all the old jokes.
Yeah. We'll refresh them. So a little
Bring
pause
back
and
the
we'll start
jokes.
again. I love technical issues.
For goodness sake.
It's alright, I'm fixing it tomorrow.
And scene.
Look right here and pretend the last 5 minutes didn't happen.
So remember all the jokes that you said that were funny? Do those. The ones that weren't funny, we're not doing it again.
No,
So
I'm
none of the
stuffed.
jokes then.
Same, yep.
G'day, folks. We are back here with microphones. You can hear us all. It is Wobbly Player Syndrome, episode 14. Hi, everyone. And everyone, I mean, well, some people know what they are, some people don't. We have our regular Michael, the man of many voices, the one who works the radio. Hi, Michael. How you going?
Hey, oh yeah, not too bad. Tired.
It's not your radio voice. Come on. Just...
That's what she said.
Well, there we go. Right, and we normally have a Mark, but the other Mark is been sitting on the pot for apparently 12 hours, so we brought the other Mark to come back in and bring us some culture. Hi, Mark.
Culture, yeah. Definitely culture.
Yeah.
I can definitely bring some culture, some fine words to our conversations, I'm sure. It's been a while.
Yep, Mark,
There's no
otherwise
crowd
known as the man who swears. Fabulous.
Works for the people I work with. That's all you need to know.
That's it. And we do... Ooh, do you hear that little giggle? You can't see a face, but you can hear a little giggle. That's inappropriate, I think. But we have a man from space, David.
Hello, everyone.
There he is. So everyone who
He's
is on
alive.
Twitch, you will see 3 heads, but hear 4 voices. Don't worry, this one is real.
Magic.
Featuring Dave, the face from space.
This is silly already. We've already done this for, well, with
Yeah.
microphones, a couple of minutes. It's been great. As per usual, we have had our episode start off with our normal technical issues. The usual technical issue is the pepcat. I don't know.
I've got to
checked.
ask, how many here actually once were or currently are IT professionals? That would be me.
Me.
Yeah.
Technically me as well, yeah.
I run a
Greg,
IT
Greg at
company.
least knows how to use a computer, so...
Yeah, and I'm saying, who's running the show?
Hi,
I'm
folks.
fixing his computer tomorrow night.
Well, we'll
You
see.
can tell that we're professionals because we didn't run it.
Gen 1.
Fair enough. Alright, so how is everyone going?
Fuck that!
Oh, it's fine, I'm okay.
From responsibility.
But the problem is, when
That's
I
it.
have technical issues, I come to you 3 guys. Hey guys, I
Yeah.
forgot my password.
Don't laugh, I get that.
I love those
Every friggin'
ones.
day from 10-year-olds.
I need you to tell me what lights are on the modem. It's the little black box the size of a sandwich on your desk.
Depends on your desk, really.
Hand up. No, yeah, right, Frost. Hello, welcome. You're another IT professional.
Gosh, we're getting a few of them now.
Well, we've changed it. It's no longer a Warhammer podcast. It is an IT podcast, and we're just going to whinge about it. It's been great.
Sounds
Technical
awesome.
support, 40,000.
I bet you my motherboard's bigger than yours.
I can stream further than you can.
More RAM for the RAM gods.
Oh, Jesus.
So, we do 40k and we ramble, and this is episode 14. Who would have thought we got to 14? Not me. Don't say that out loud.
No.
Today's
They might
episode...
hear you.
Sorry?
They might hear you. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, they will hear you now.
Today's episode is called You're Too Smelly to Play. We'll explain that later. But it should lead into some interesting avenues of chatter. In the meantime, what's new, Michael?
What's new? Well, there's a couple of things that are new. Although, less things that I'm excited about than usual. Apart from Slanesh. Slanesh is great. It has been so long since we had a good Greater Demon of Slaanesh, and the new one that is coming out looks real good. I'm super in love with the new Slaanesh models. Like, they've got this real, much more Hellraiser and much less pornography look to them, which I think is cool. I know a lot of people are all about like the titty demons, but I think it's cool that they're, making them look cool and not just being tit monsters.
Maybe kid friendly.
It is a lot more kid friendly, yeah. Like,
But they're going to alienate the Japanese audience if they do that.
Even still, monsters covered in like chains and scarification and horns and stuff. They're still not super kid friendly, but they're probably a bit more kid friendly than like demons with Prince Albert's hooked up to their heads. Like,
maybe if they chuck a puppy down there, it might make it a touch better.
yeah.
Down where? What?
Covered in fur, they'll never know what it is.
As long as it's not eating the puppy, that's okay.
So,
It's just
that
riding
new-
the
that new
puppy.
Secret
Hang on.
Secrets looks real cool. There's been a bunch of new AOS stuff. There's like a bunch of corn things, although some of I think we talked about the corn things last time. There's the dwarf stuff with like they got like a new AOS codex. What are they called? Battle Tome. That's what they're called. And they got a bunch of those spells and junk. And we got a whole bunch of new Chaos Marine stuff, which is cool.
Yes, they are cool.
I think the Lord Discordant just came out. We talked about him a little bit last time.
We drooled a lot,
And-
I think.
Yes, he's very cool. All of the new Chaos stuff is really cool. I quite like it.
Yes.
It makes me kind of wish I'd joined Demons instead of Gene Stealer Cult, so I could use the new Chaos stuff.
Yeah. There's always time. Yeah. It's easy.
Well,
You can
Michael
do.
seems to have that, not everyone else.
Does he?
Arguably. I'm sure we work very hard to try and prevent that. So yeah, I mean, there wasn't... What else came out this month?
Well, you got stuff that's been 40k stuff that's not really thrown by 40k, and that's that Warhammer Conquest magazine that's been hitting the news agencies and subscription.
Yeah.
Yes, did we talk about it this time?
Briefly,
No,
we
I
talked about
don't-
it. Sounds like a good
Yeah.
idea, but we didn't actually go into much depth because it wasn't out
Yes,
there.
it had been announced, but there were no details last
Yeah.
month. Yeah.
Much like this
So
program.
I've picked up the first two issues of it.
Yep.
And the first two issues, they're actually quite good financial value. You get 3 figs, PR, paint, some brushes in the first one. Second one, you get a playmat, particularly aimed for 40k kill team, tub of paint, and 3 Death Guard. But then they really start to smash you over and take your pants down after that with $18 to $20 a kit for 3 figs. So it's a hidden attempt to try and get new people in, when then realizing how expensive this friggin' hobby really is.
Well, I think
So
it's
it's
the.
plastic.
It's
So it's plastic crack in another form then.
but
It
it's-
is. It's aimed at those accidental players, I think, because I walked into a couple of news agencies looking for other things, and I saw it sitting right next to the White Dwarf mag, and there it is, this big shiny piece of cardboard with a couple of figs, some paint, some tools. And you think, oh yeah, cool, no worries. But then once you sit down, and as Greg and I were talking about last night, it's every week you're looking at $20 a week. It's gonna really get up there and kill your wallet.
yeah.
Is it really
does-
that much more expensive than what we pay now?
I
No,
worked
it's
out the
actually-
math behind it.
it's
It's
actually
cheaper,
cheaper.
yeah.
It's actually a good deal. It's
Yeah,
just
you'll get around
gee,
about
it's
$2,000 worth
expensive.
of stuff for about 14 to 1500, depending on on currency fluctuation. So it can be pretty good.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Like-
you're investing $80 a month. Sorry, Michael, you're trying to talk and we
Yeah.
keep over talking you. Over talking
No,
you?
that's
Yeah.
cool. I was just saying, like, yeah, it is actually a good deal, provided you want both armies. Provided
And
you
that's-
need all the stuff you're getting, it's a great deal.
Yeah.
Mm.
At the moment, it's
Like if
the
you could
Death Watch.
Death Guard and Space Marines.
It's only the army I have, but you know.
Like if you could cherry pick on a subscription whether you wanted one side or the other, I think it'd actually be quite good. But if you subscribe to the website, you are going to get both sides of it, and you might not want Smurfs and you might not want the Death Guard. For me, I would be probably only interested in picking up the Death Guard, so I will maybe every now and then go down, check out the news agency and see what they've got, so I don't have to.
Well, it's not always
Commit myself to
those
that
two. It's some
fortune.
sceneries coming along, brushes. So it is a whole lot of other things for the model. They're just starting
Yeah.
off with basically those 3 miniature packs you can get for the $15 mark or something like that. Then just throw a book with it.
15 to 20.
Yeah.
It's like a little magazine insert, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little bit of lore and a little bit of instruction.
Yeah,
So it sounds good for a family or a parents that actually want to buy it for kids.
$20
It sounds
a
like
week
a
for a
decent
family,
deal.
for a kid.
20. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but if you have two kids that want to play one army each, well, that wouldn't be so bad.
I don't know. So
I don't
for
know.
me, with one of my kids looking at Marines in particular, going every now and then and buying a box here and there has worked out to be beneficial for that.
Yeah, and you're
Okay.
choosing what you want. I think if it was, even if it was fortnightly, to me, it'd be something I'd go, yeah, wouldn't mind, get a couple
Yeah.
of paints and stuff like that. It's the weekly, sort of $80 a month.
That's right.
And you have to pay, if you subscribe, it's $80 each month you get
Upfront.
charged. You're not paying
Yeah.
$20 a
Yeah,
week.
because-
Cheaper than
I
meth.
subscribe to
Well,
it,
you're
and
not
I
finding the
haven't
right
actually
deal at
played it
Bifrost.
because
Okay.
they do it in like monthly packets. You get the 4
Oh.
for that
Yeah.
month at the end of the month.
Yeah.
At least that's what I'm assuming because I haven't received any yet, even though I subscribed.
There you go.
So,
Yeah, and I literally just went into the news agency and picked it up.
They'll do it. And then ran.
Yeah.
He didn't pay for it. He just ran.
Ran. Away.
Which for us, it's not that fast, so. Well, look,
Oh, dear.
I like the concept. I think a weekly is the only thing that's sort of stopping me from going towards
Yeah.
it.
that
It's
is kind
also
of the
just-
weirdest part.
It's also just to get more people addicted to it, you know.
Oh yeah, it's another avenue. Putting into news agents where you're not always going to have a Games Workshop or a Warhammer store somewhere.
That's right.
It'd be-
But yeah, you know, these things have been around since forever. When we
Yeah.
were kids, it was Treasures of the Earth and
Yeah.
all those various.
Yeah.
Pay every week and get your thing, and you'll
Yeah.
eventually
Well,
build
you
your
can-
thing. Like it's
So people
Yeah,
who can see my
I've
camera,
done
the
it myself.
DC books up there is from one of those monthly things up there.
Yeah.
So, and you think you got a Marvel one,
Mhm.
don't you? Yeah.
You've got the Marvel collection underneath the massive amount of grog, which I spent an absolute fortune on over months and months and months.
I'll finish
What
it
the
off for you
grog?
very shortly. How's that?
And the advantage of father-in-law who makes wine. Oh, well.
Yes,
Dangerous.
I didn't know that when we came round and bought a bottle of wine. You could have warned us, because the look we got went, ah, dear.
These things happen.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Bifrost is just recommending another a subscription, Penthouse. Is that still around? And
I don't know. Didn't they?
Not
A lot
one
of
that
those
long now.
mags die off.
one of them did.
I will say this, right next to the Warhammer Conquest at my local news agency was Picture and People magazine, sitting right next to it.
Oh,
With
models
these-
all over the
with
place.
what you would expect as the models on the front of that cover were a bit different to the models on the front of what Warhammer was.
Yeah, I know which ones you'd rather get your hands on. So, what else has come out? Please move on.
Well, I think we've kind of hit the
Excellent.
big notes there, haven't
Good.
we? Like
I hope
the
so.
new chaos stuff. Vigilus Ablaze is a thing too, isn't it?
Yes. We all know what's going on there. Yes.
Honest to God, not really. I was like, oh, there's
Not a
another
clue.
Vigilus thing.
No idea what you're talking about.
You know. Oh, it's part of the new what is it?
Campaign, that
Warzone.
sort of law
Campaign
sort of
slash
thing.
Warzone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's very
Yeah,
exciting.
because
You
you
should get in it.
Yeah, it's the thing with the Baden showing up and flashing his dick around, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
got
If you,
Vigilus
look,
Defiant,
Dave, if you
Vigilus
want to know
Defiant.
more, find a
Yeah.
podcast that actually talks about Warhammer.
Yeah, it'll be like, you know, Vigilus Defiant, Vigilus Ablaze, flashes his dick around, Vigilus Engorged. And that's the trilogy.
Vigilus is spent.
Yeah,
What about
Vigilus
Vigilus
Suspect.
released?
Sounds
Followed
a
by the
bit
sequel,
like-
Vigilus and the Blue Pill.
If your invasion lasts for more than 4 months.
Oh, I prefer Vigilus the sleep. Vigilus the cuddle.
Vigilus not too tired, not too now, honey. I'm too tired.
No, not good. Let's move on to hobby progress, please.
On the plus side, we should all have a bunch of hobby progress.
You would think so.
Well, okay, for some of us.
Would you like me to go first? It's really short. I'm talking about my hobby progress.
I think we would stop talking about the engorgement.
Look, hobby progress, as we know, we are doing the slow grow, and we'll probably talk about that until we don't. I'm still struggling to get invested in my Drakari I have worked out the paint scheme. I just haven't had the energy or time to do anything, and it's frustrating. And oh, someone's talking to me. Hello. I don't know. I've got the Reavers and I've done their holes, and I'm going, yeah, I'm over it. Walk away. Haven't finished the minis. And I was meant to have the first game this Saturday, and it was going to be a game where I would have incomplete models, and I hate playing with incomplete models. And I was going to be very embarrassed, but then Mark, the other one, pulled out. So I went, oh, thank Christ, I've got 3 days to paint the rest of them now.
Thank God my friend is sick.
It does make me question 250 points a month. That's going to be tough. I can't even get this first 250.
What is that for Drakari? What's it going to work out being? A couple of bikes? How many witches? How many what?
So the first 500 is 16 witches, 6 bikes, 2 of the 5-man transports. What are they called? Ravagers? No?
Well, I've got one here.
Yep, and 2 succubus. That's the 500. Yeah, but it's just not inspired. I thought I would be. I thought I'd really enjoy it, but just can't. And when I do it, you can see I'm not invested in it because it's shaky hand painting and stuff like that. And I'm going, oh man, frustrating. But I'm hoping my big hobby progress is the big workstation I'm going to be building. Hopefully that will get me more interested. I have to pack everything up, so you'll see behind me all the boxes of all my minis. I've had to pack them all up so I can start building this huge desk, which will be fun.
That's going to be awesome when it's finished.
4 separate stations to it. I'm excited. We've got the PC station, then the console station, the hobby station, and of course the workshop station, which have a curtain across it, cut all the dust out. It's going to be beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool.
I'm excited.
Real man's cave.
Yep.
You could try doing the whole late night hour painting thing, see if that helps you kind of brute force into the Drakari.
Yeah, I might have to. It's what I did before that got me back into it, so I might just have to do that again. You know what I really hate about Drakari? They got faces. Oh, I hate painting faces.
Yeah. That's why every single one of the ones that I did, I picked every time the helmet head.
Yep. It was, oh, look, there's a helmet head. Done.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You're much better than faces.
There you go. That's my hobby progress. I have not been able to get into it, but I will. It will get done by Tuesday for sure. From that scale to the other scale, Dave, yours are looking pretty. No, look at that. One of your minis just popped up on the stream just then.
Oh yeah.
I'm pointing to it. It doesn't work.
Yes. Yeah, I'm still waiting for it to actually go on the
Certainly. Right.
So I've been slaving away, trying to get my models ready for last weekend, and I was only 2 troopers short. So I did have to have 2 sets of legs on bases as part of my army, but when they were attacked, they were the first to die, so it wasn't too bad. And that was pretty quick, trust me. But I've made, so far, a Tech Priest Dominus, which looks fantastic, a Iron Strider, which I also call a Gimp Walker, because it has a little guy in like a black leather type of thing that's riding the whole thing. And I've done 8 out of the 10 troopers, the Scutari Rangers as well. And the Scutari Rangers are taking me about 5 hours per model, which is way too much for normal troopers, but they have an insane amount of detail.
You're painting them unassembled as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I do it unassembled, so I paint each piece, and then once they're all painted but not shaded, that's when I assemble them, and then I shade them and then highlight them. And I'm also basing them with a cracked.
Basing with crack?
Mars. Yep.
Yeah.
Texture crack.
So the
But
texture
it looks
paints are
fantastic.
awesome.
I'm very happy with the painting progress.
So who was the one pushing for Best
Sorry.
Painted Award for Slowgrow? I think it was Dave, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's me, because I'm crap on the table, but I'm fantastic at painting. So I kind of was hoping to get some extra points that way. Because I've already played the first game against Adam.
Oh, he's going into Battle Report. What are you talking about?
Sorry, what?
Battle Reports
Oh, well,
afterwards? Oh my god, Dave. I mean, I know you haven't been here for a while, but I mean, oh god, we have a run sheet?
There is a system, you know. There is a system.
Sorry.
There's a
Well,
system to our madness.
It's your actor.
What? Oh, yeah, order of things. Well, our hobby progress is related to our battle reports.
Yeah, it always leads into that. It's uncanny that way. So,
Almost
Michael,
left
how are your
to
jeans
side.
tailors?
Well, yeah, I've got them all up to like wash level, so they've got their base coats, they've got their washes, but I haven't done like highlighting on top of that. So I'm pretty happy with them. They're like tabletop as far as I'm concerned. So got 5 hybrids, squad of the Atalan Jackals with a Wolf Quad, and the Ridge Runner and an Icon Ward. Steve wasn't a fan of the Ridge Runner, didn't like the heavy mining laser in his face.
I don't think anyone would.
No, it's pretty cool. But yeah, just getting to grips with how they work now and the changes to the rules
Well, yeah.
and the changes to deep striking because that affects how you have to do things. I stuffed that up in our game because it's
Well, we won't. Did you win?
No, I got the shit kicked out of me.
Oh, we won't go there.
Good.
No,
That'll
So it
learn you.
doesn't matter
it
that
doesn't
I stuffed
count
it.
because you didn't get it right, obviously. Mark, you've been missing in action for a while. How have you been going?
I've painted one figure. That counts, right?
Yep. It's more. I said I haven't completed one yet, so.
I'm looking at it, and it's, it was a massive deviation from what I normally paint. For those who can't remember, because I've been so lazy for such a long time, I do the crons. And instead of smashing down a whole series of lead belcher followed by a little highlighting, I actually went with a more undead theme on it. And I know it's my camera's shit and it can be hard to see. And it's got like a pale witch flesh with metallic underlining on it. And it came out all right. And just playing around with a bit of textures and trying to get something different from the crons instead of, look, they're metal, they're shiny. And it took me an absolute shitload of time because, like Dave was saying with the AdMech, this crypt deck had detail all over him that I'd never really paid much attention to in the other one. So just like the insignias, joints, ball sockets, all that type of stuff that really came out quite well. So that was it. That's all I've done. I feel so productive.
Record pace.
You get that when you... Yeah. But I've got a stack of AdMech that I'm aiming to get onto with 2 weeks of not being around 11 and 10-year-olds all day, which will hopefully allow me to get some time to build stuff.
The restraining order came in finally, did it?
Yeah, finally. Parents took them all away from me.
So which AdMech have you got?
Oh, Jesus, Dave asked me to friggin' ask questions.
Yes.
I don't remember their friggin'... Hang on, I'm going to cheat and look at the GW website.
Meanwhile,
Did you get one of the box sets?
I've got Scarian Infiltrators. I've got Castellan Robots. And I got a set of Vanguard. And a set of... I'm probably going to pronounce this well and utterly wrong, in the Cataphon Destroyers.
Oh
pretty
yeah,
good.
I'm actually putting those together right now.
Yeah, so
They're a really
It's-
nice model.
they look fantastic, and that's one of the reasons why I also wanted to go to AdMech, and you and I were talking about a long time ago, Dave. It's the model freaking amazing. Yeah, and thankfully my design that I'm my colours here is totally different to yours, so we will never get them too confused as we actually eventually get around having game against each other. Purple and metallics.
Oh, nice. I was actually thinking about purple myself, just for something different.
I've actually, because I got the crons, I went with a tiny bit of lore behind it and thinking, well, the story background behind them is that they were on I suppose you could say, scouting mission, looking for the tech which they can absorb into it. They've crash landed. They're so screwed up they're having to use anything to repair themselves. Unfortunately, they've found a sleeping Necron high world and are having to use the parts from the Necrons to repair themselves. And hence the Necron colouring, some of the leftover decals that I've got, I'm chucking on them. So they're Necron influenced AdMech, and using that, they're going to try and absorb more AdMech, one other type stuff. A bit of influence from the Borg and stuff as well. So
Nice.
I've actually thought about it for once.
Yeah, nice.
Tech heresy.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So I'm calling my Renegade AdMech. It's just, I figured I've got a story behind it. It makes it a little bit interesting to me, and it might help me get involved again.
That's way more of a backstory than I've gone, because I've gone, I like red. That's I like red.
Oh yeah, I had an awesome purple, and I hadn't used it for next to nothing.
Yep.
Oh, let's give it a look, and it comes out beautifully on the cape set and leaf single AdMech carry. So it's
Yeah, they're awesome.
went with it. So yeah, I'll have to get some more pictures to Greg to put up, and now I'll share my crap painting style with everyone.
Yeah,
Makes us all feel
awesome.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Well, that was a big part of why I picked the Rusted Claw, because I was thinking of doing like the Star Wars Rebellion as their color scheme, and then the Rusted Claw had orange fatigues with like dirty white armor. So I was like, okay, those guys. That, as far as their backstory goes, is they're angry miners who decided to take the whole eat the rich thing a bit seriously.
I like it.
Can't eat too much rich food.
Yeah.
Works. Why not go with it?
Yeah, that's what I need. I need a story behind mine, so I actually feel invested in it.
And
And I think it has helped me with them. It's just, yes, this term's been absolutely horrible for teaching. Cannot go into reasons why, but that's been why I haven't been into it. But I want to get in. I know I've got 3 boxes sitting there waiting to get going on them, because I really enjoy it. And I want to try and develop the story more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like it. You have a story behind it. Makes it more fun. So I chose the
Yeah,
Pallid
that's
Hands
cool.
for my Death Guard, because it's different to the standards and a bit more story behind them. Salamanders, because the forging and the fire bad. It's actually fire good. Come on, calm down. So yeah, no.
Brother
my
Captain
God.
Frogdoor.
If anyone's old enough to actually get that reference, good God.
You're welcome, family.
I'm old and I don't get it, so there you go.
I'm old and I do get it.
You're not
I'm as old
old.
as you guys, but
Yeah.
well, I'm not as old as you guys, but
Fuck you.
I'm old enough that I know it.
I had one of my kids in my class go the other day, how old are you? Oh, how old do you think I am? He sat there and he's done the full, well, you're pretty old. 31 of them.
I wish I was old as
Oh,
31.
Good kid.
My gosh.
These are 5'6". 5'6". And I at 31, they're ancient. Screw you, kid.
And my fucking wife is going back to university, and all the other kids there, they're like, oh, you're a bunch older than us. And she's like, yeah. And they're like, are you like 26? It's like, I'm literally old enough to be your mum.
Yeah.
You're old enough to be their mum? That's a bit awkward.
Oh, I'm talking about my wife.
There you were.
I think I had it the worst when I started year 7, like high school.
5
year
years
7.
ago.
Yes, my sister. Way longer than that. My sister was also in the same school with me, and so was my mum. Because my mum went back to do year 11 and 12, so it was all 3 of us in the same high school together. This is in East Wales, so it's actually year 7 to 12. And every single time my mum walked past me, she'd fix my collar.
Oh, that's nasty.
I think it was about 5 or so years before I started wearing shirts that have collars again.
Nice.
So,
Just rip them
so
all
I don't
off.
think it's so bad.
Oh, going back way to school, I think the worst time when the horse and carriage didn't turn up. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, fucking
And push everything uphill both ways.
It was terrible going through that 4 foot of snow.
some fucko leaves their brontosaurus across the front entrance, and you're like, you.
Couldn't you tell this is obviously the small vehicle park?
Right.
Yeah.
Battle reports. Young David, you seem keen to talk about how well you got stomped on.
Sure. So
It was round 1
was
of
Adam
the
versus
slow
myself.
grow. Introduce it, Dave. Come on, feel it. Pick the audience.
It was round 1 of the slow grow.
Come on, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
I'm not even
So-
going to play with that. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Who's telling the story?
I wish you would.
Taking too bloody long.
So Adam and I, we set up the game. We, just set everything up, started playing.
What
I
were
had
the
to
forces?
refamiliarize myself. Sorry.
You had your AdMech, he had...
I had Admech, he had...
Blood Angels.
Angels, there you go, Blood Angels. I've had a break from Warhammer, I don't remember this crap.
There's those
Anyway.
Space Marines in red armor,
So-
it was weird.
Anyway. So we set up on the table, started the game, I had to re-familiarise myself on even how to play. I could not remember it for the life of me. Adam was very patient, thankfully. So we started the game, couple of movements, couple of pot shots at each other. All of a sudden, his HQ came in behind me, deep strikes behind my Rangers, and pretty much proceeded to hit the snot out of them. Wiped out the entire squad. So he got First Blood, he got Slay the Warlord, and he held a Endline Breaker, and he held a objective at the end of the game. So he just won completely hands down. I had one chance to try and beat him in points, but I couldn't get his scout enough to be able to capture the point. So yeah, and the game ended up being lost for me 6-1 in victory points. So it was disappointing, but it was still a bit of a fun game, and
Well, it was your first game back in quite a while, man. So that's
With a new
first of
army.
all, it's good to see you back out
with a
there.
new army as well.
Yeah, new force, trying to refamiliarise, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Really small games are very swingy. Like,
Yes.
it'll be like, nothing's happening, bam, goes one way. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
I did realise I had a chance to maybe be able to pull it back, but it just didn't turn out that way. My Gimp Walker was really fast across the field, but it just wasn't able to quite hit hard enough because I've ended up with just too many heavy weapons.
What's he got? What's on the Balistario?
He's got the heavy cognus.
Oh, okay. Because they
which
can have
is-
like a las cannon or a bunch of different things, don't they?
Yeah, they can. Twin Cognus autocannon is what I have, and it's a heavy for 48 inches.
Heavy foot. Yeah, that
that's
should
the
be
best
pretty...
one.
That hurts.
Well, it was either that or las cannons, which don't
Yeah.
throw enough dice down range. So
Yeah.
I wanted more firepower. More than
What'd you say? Strength 8?
Yeah.
Strength 7.
7.
That's what it
Okay. Still, it'd still be 3s plus or more often than not. 4 of them.
Well, that's the
Well,
lowest
cannon's
of the two.
good.
Yeah.
It's really the lowest of the two options. Like strength 1 is the highest in heavy 4 versus heavy 2. So I think I made a good choice with it. But him by himself, just there wasn't enough. They can move really fast across the field 10 inches. And they've got a good strength and toughness in melee and 6 wounds. So
Yeah.
they're a really good model, but they're going to be better in a pack more than a lone wolf type thing.
Yeah. Well, I had a test run with the 250 points against the Blood Angels, actually, with my Drakari. I think
Oh,
I
that's right, I
might have...
haven't played you yet.
Yeah, I think I might have taught him how to use that deep strike, because he deep struck against me behind his own troops. Went, okay, that gives me more time to shoot, but thank you, appreciate it. It's great. I did find out that I was reminded quite quickly that Dark Elder are fragile motherfucker. I won't swear
Yep.
because that's Mark's job.
So it's Guitar Rangers.
That's my job. They're like the French. They can take a runaway really, really well.
Oh, they got a 6+ vulnerable save. That's it. So you say like Katari, you said, yeah, you've got an armor save, right? I've got a 6+ or a 6+ invulnerable. But I do like
a 4+ normal and a
Yeah.
6+ invulnerable. So
yeah, so
it's
you got a
not
4+.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a competition, but I win.
He's shit up.
Do you like the drugs? I'd like the drugs. Do we get that on tape?
The drugs.
drugs
I like the drugs. They're really good. Woo! The battle drugs
So
that
the
they'll take.
Oh,
The random roll at the start of the
Wobbly Player Syndrome. Greg likes the drugs.
Greg, that's his drug trouble.
I'm on the drugs. I'm on the drugs. Then you roll to see what combat drugs they get per unit who has it. But my Reavers, so they're the bikes, got the extra movement, so they suddenly became very, 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 very quick. Which is great. Anyone who's watched me on camera is going, what is he doing? I'm looking around for my army. Come on, man.
He's looking around for each
So,
drug.
yeah, the Reavers became a standard movement of 20. Thanks to the combat drug. So I just went, I'm going to fly in your face. And I did. And then he didn't like it. But then he had a sniper rifle and shot my succubus, so I couldn't hide it because sniper rifles can still shoot at characters. But I did win.
Sorry, how fast is their movement?
20 inches is standard movement.
Wow.
Fly.
Not bad.
Remember?
Yikes.
Right.
Yeah. So 18 is their standard.
Yikes.
He got a +2 with the combat drugs. So, and the succubus got an extra attack, so she became an attack 5, which is a weapon that gives it an additional 3 attacks. So when she gets a hand-to-hand combat, that went fun. It was good. So my first game, yeah, if I'm out in the open, they're going to get smashed. If I get in their face, they should hurt you. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what happens next. If a shooting army like the AdMech, I'm a bit concerned. Or anyone. I'd be interested to see how it goes against the Gene Stealers. Look, he's already contemplating, stroking the beard of knowledge.
Oh, we playing next?
I don't know. Are we?
I don't know, are we?
I don't know.
No.
Are we?
Are we?
So that
Good
was
bloody
my
hell,
battle
yeah.
report. So I did get a game in. Just wasn't part of the official slow grow because my opponent became unwell.
Count
So-
myself cock.
Michael, tell us about yours while I look up who's playing round 2.
I actually had some very parallel experiences to people. I discovered that Gene Stealers, super fragile. Even with like the Rusted Claw bonus armor save against AP 0, and my Icon Ward giving people 6+ disgustingly resilient, they still, like, when that Beta Bolter rule kicked in, it was just shredding. Got a nice little Alpha Strike with my Bikers, just totally shredded the Marine Bikers. And my Achilles Ridge Runner was basically doing what your Balistario wanted to be doing, because it gets a heavy mining laser, which is a D3 shot las cannon. So
Nice.
he could
That's
move around
nice.
real quickly
Wow.
and shred things with a D3 shot las cannon. The bikes
Yep.
did not like that. But if he's moving, he's hitting on like a 5+, so he needs 3 shots.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a good start. Alpha Strike the bikes, pretty much killed them. But then I was in the open and just got shreked. I used my hybrids wrong. They got hand flamers. They had crossed too much table and they just got chewed up.
Who did you play against, Michael?
Stephen, Ultramarines.
Oh, yeah.
The other Stephen. Because,
Yes.
as just been pointed out in the chat and just saw online, I've got the other Steve next month. Death Guard
Yeah.
against Fragile. Oh, I'm so screwed. No, it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It really inspires me to paint mine to get it ready.
If
I
you're
deleted
playing
some of
against-
my painted ones.
Yeah, well,
playing
maybe.
against Primaris just reminds me how durable Primaris are.
Death Guard.
Makes me miss my Primaris.
Yeah.
I hate
The new
playing
Steve,
against Primaris. They are so hard
I
to
have-
kill.
I've had 3 games against it with my crons and didn't have any single issues.
You didn't have a single issue.
No, crons chewed right through them.
Yeah,
Crons
are
are very
too
different.
overpowered.
I was chucking 80 crons at them in one go, so that'll do it.
That'll do it.
But you don't like the basic cron guns have -1 AP or something?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember. It sounds about right.
Yes, the Gauze guns,
it
yeah.
really adds up. Like
That's not
dropping that down to a 4+.
And when you consider I'll have a crypt deck with enough range of them, so that as soon as there's one of them, every single one of them gets a chance to re-roll and come back up again. So it becomes the endless fleet. So it's
Yeah, she doesn't die.
It's a way
Like, real
it's a
hard.
way to chew through.
No.
Yeah.
So, okay, so round 1 of the slow grow's been done. I've seen, if you jump on our website, our Facebook /RLG40K, You should see some of the battle reports there. I don't think we got any footage, just photos and some storytelling. But it's been interesting to see who's been winning and who hasn't. I did see... I can't remember who Anthony's using for his slow grow. Oh, Tempestus apparently smashed some Chaos Demons. And then he's played 2 games, actually. Sorry, slow grow was against Steve the Death Guard and won that one. Not sure if the Necrons and Space Wolves have played. Did anyone know that?
Oh.
No, good.
They were going to, but I think the other guy was sick. Greg,
Okay.
Nathan said, or something like that.
Okay.
I don't remember. They were going to, but then they couldn't.
Yeah. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Round 2 starts next month. Another 250 points. Oh, man. I've got them sitting in a box. I've got to assemble, paint them, and paint. No, it's good. I'm really enjoying slow grow. It was a really good idea.
Greg, we could have a paint bitch that might help you get started.
Yeah, it's
You're just
fine
getting
time.
into it slow. You're in a slow grow, so you
That's
need to
it.
speed up.
Oh, I thought you want me to get a slow mo going, and then
But you could mo grow for the slow grow in slow mo.
that sounds good.
That's
Let's go to an
good.
ad break, please. Ad break. We'll
Guys,
come
enjoy
back
it,
to our
apparently.
topic. All right, thanks, folks. Hold your horses.
Need your board game fix? What about new family game to entertain the kids? Head over to Rollers Board Games at rollersboardgames.com and look them up on Facebook. Board games, card games, party games, you name it, we've got it. And if we don't, we'll do our best to get it. Rollers Board Games. Like what you're hearing? So do we.
You scream out in the night.
Who is this, you say?
You speak so silently.
Storyboard Concept.
Oh,
Want to hear more?
anytime that you want.
Go to storyboardconcept.bandcamp.com.
Well, they could hear you. I put the microphones on a little early. Welcome back. Well, I sort of rushed. I thought, quick, I've got to go back. I've got to get a new fresh beer. Yeah, made it great. Put the microphone back on. No, not yet. Professional here.
Professionalism,
Thank
we
you.
have it.
You idiot.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Let's just make sure they can hear us. I can see little lines moving up and down, so it must say his voices ahead.
Voices are going.
It's a step up over the start. At least
Shut
they can hear
up.
us now.
The podcast will never know. So
You
this
said
month's
it right at the start.
this
It
month's
is the history
episode
of the dance.
is called "You're Too Smelly to Play." Now that's come from there was an announcement from a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Can't remember where there's actually going to be a penalty and also maybe depending on how bad it is, a banning of a player if they are so smelly at the table or wearing dirty clothes and stuff like that. So, I was going to say, we can go back to CanCon and how warm it was there and some of the photos we saw there.
Oh,
But it sort of inspired me.
Cracks
So,
are plenty.
well, that's not a horrible idea. And I know a certain game I played against Anthony, and it was unpleasant. I was the embodiment of Nurgle that day. It was terrible. So I can understand why that could come across. So I thought let's have a look at not mechanical game mechanics rules and stuff, but what could be brought in. I know we've got a few rules in our slow grow, which some of us, well, I won't say some of us, I'm not always happy about because I hate grey areas when it comes to rules. So let's start. People are getting banned or penalised because they smell too bad. Thoughts?
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree that player hygiene is just, it should be a basic necessity.
Yes.
I mean, if the environment's hot, keep cool somehow. I mean, I've actually gone to a battle with, I think, one of you guys.
Yep. The fan, I
with
remember that.
Yeah,
I think it was against me, Dave, and we spent a good amount of time actually trying to fix the deck.
You got to understand,
how do you-
people. where we go, Jolt Games, nice promo. Where's our cash, Lewis?
Yeah.
Above them is was it Bikram Yoga? Is that what it's called?
Bikram yoga.
Bikram Yoga, which is a heated yoga. So all the heat that's generated comes straight back down into the hobby room.
Is that why it gets so bloody hot in there sometimes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dang.
They are freaking big glass windows, let's be honest.
Oh, the wind,
those two,
the
the
sun
middle of
comes
summer.
through. Yeah. But yeah, go on, Dave.
I actually bought myself a USB fan for this purpose, to try and keep myself cool, so that way I wouldn't sweat and that way I wouldn't stink up the place.
Yeah.
I did actually have problems right at the start, like Mark was saying, but I ended up handing it to an electronics friend of mine, and he fixed it for me. So now it works perfectly. But the problem is, it's no longer big enough, especially in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
But it's simple things like that. I mean, I almost actually the table that I picked for the game versus Adam on the weekend. I picked specifically because it was right underneath one of the air conditioning vents.
We have
So
a habit of
that
taking the
way
one
I
near the
stay
window too. We shouldn't do that. We need to go in the centre of the room.
Yeah, I didn't. I went to the one closer to the TV this time, and that was actually a lot cooler.
So just having a bit of a laugh at the comment in the chat where someone seems to think it's more that Lewis doesn't put the aircon on.
We've just got to subsidise those costs on the figure somehow.
Yeah. Maybe it's making us sweat, so we're going to buy cold drinks and ice cream.
Yeah.
I've actually asked Lewis about this, and the control for the air conditioning is actually upstairs in the yoga studio, so he can actually turn it down.
That's pretty suboptimal.
It's bad, yeah.
Yeah.
That's management there. That's fantastic.
But yeah, like, I can totally get behind trying to force people to at least try and be hygienic, because we've all showed up to a tourney and the dude you're playing, like, just freaks because you got some guy who's just not very social and doesn't do hygiene.
Yeah.
And places like CanCon that get super stinking fucking hot do not help.
We've got a mate who's we lost him to the tournament, and he's changed his name to Grizzly, which I find offensive. But there's a great photo of him playing against the game, and the guy he's playing against is shirt off, gut hanging out all over the table.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
See, I thought the butt crack aplenty was the worst thing that I was getting, because they use those lovely chairs with the big holes right where the ass is hanging through. And
To get that ventilation straight into the problem area.
you got to get the sweat out. But there was some guy who actually decided to take a bit of a piss out of this at Comic-Con at one of their gaming roles that they have in there. And he just went around and took a snapshot of all the ass cracks that were hanging out, and he got to 100 before someone had actually found him and said, "Dude, can you stop?" Wow. So, not ready.
Like, I know in like the Magic the Gathering community, they've had problems with people deliberately, like, just being as rank as possible to put their opponents off. So their opponents will not be paying attention, so their opponents will want the game to be over. So, like, there are some people who deliberately do it just to fuck with people, and those people can fuck off.
Yeah.
People are assholes. So,
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah. But I'm a lovable arsehole. It's all good.
So yeah, like.
Last time I went to
give everyone.
Yeah.
You go, Dave.
so last time I actually went to CanCon, I wasn't playing or anything like that. I was just having a look around, see if I could try and find some town models for my last army. And even just walking around the place, not even staying there for more than an hour, I was covered in sweat, dehydrated, and just not happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the first thing we did was, because I was with Mark Cato, and the first thing we did was we went straight to Jolt and went and bought some drinks. It was just so bad. I just haven't been back since. It's the wrong time of year to have that in what is effectively a tin shed.
Yeah, and it gets so hot.
WinterCon's just as bad. WinterCon is just as bad. You still get the rank fuckers who just turn up without a single bit of shred of decency. And you're talking about it's Canberra in winter. You're looking at 3 or 4 degrees at the most, and it is still rank and hot.
Yeah.
That's only during the night time. You know, you get all these.
Oh, that's
15
the adults
during the
only
day.
Game of Con. That gets hot.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. Good point.
Nothing like seeing Deadpool bowl dance. Whoa, get your heat on there. No? No one? Just me? Okay.
Almost as bad as the Wookiees for the Star Wars ones, hey?
But yeah, there's
That
like-
was
there's a
hilarious.
couple of
Wookiee
other,
Strip, Empire Strips Back was a fantastic show. Don't knock it.
Man, I want to see that.
That was good. It was really good. Anyway, back to the
I've got the
topic.
magazine there, mate.
Yeah.
So what
Oh,
else?
yes,
What
I
else do you
wonder if
think
I can, like, cut
could
myself
work?
and bleeding
Bringing
like a
in
bitch
apart
the hands.
from...
I'll be back, guys.
Oh,
We-
jeez.
Well, okay. What did I say? Something about
He
Wookiees?
cut himself. He needs to go, like,
Oh,
do something about it.
No. Right. We don't
Okay.
recommend that. And we definitely don't recommend Nudicon by Frost. Not with some of the gamers we've seen.
Oh, what could possibly go wrong?
Not good. What other rules or things that should be... We all agree that, yes, if you are a stinking piece of hippie trash... No, you can't say that. They might. You should
I'm
not...
not hippie
don't.
trash,
It's
but
just
still stink.
wrong. It's...
Well, yeah, like, it's hard.
Yeah.
Especially for some of us, it's hard at the best of times. So
when the
people need to at
venue's
least
30
make an
degrees inside, yeah, absolutely.
effort.
But when you're turning up dirty clothes and no real attempt,
Yeah.
or no shirt,
But yeah, like some other rules that they put in that are non-gaming related, like
Yep.
GW's actually been doing it. There were those tourneys where you had to have official GW dice and rulers and all that shit.
yeah.
And I know a lot of people talk about how that's GW forcing people to spend money, but it's also GW forcing players to show up ready to play the game.
Yes,
That is-
I
mean,
think
how many times have you showed up and your opponent doesn't have a range ruler or forgot his dice or whatever, you know?
I said sorry. Fuck you.
Yeah, I've done that once as well. Just got no ruler at home, and
Oh, look.
yeah, it is a simple thing, but
I
We've
don't
done
think
it
one is.
in like a
Slows
casual
the game
game.
down.
Going up to a 20 without your shit is a real problem.
Yeah, you don't have your books.
and being so far away from the
don't-
place
yeah,
as well.
can't rely on the person next to you.
I mean,
The other part with the dice thing is, I think it was also to eliminate anyone using those dice.
yeah.
You've been
It's not
marked.
hard to do that. There's nothing wrong with my dice. They fuck me up as well as they fuck everyone else up.
It's true. I've played against him.
That last game against Greg, my dice proved that ones do turn up.
Yes.
Occasionally.
But the thing is, I know how to rig any dice, no matter what brand they are, with a microwave in 5 seconds. It's not hard. I could do it to a GW1 as easy as I could do it to a $2 pack.
I think-
and just because it's got
But,
GW doesn't mean
yeah.
it's going to make it legit.
No, I think it's just bringing a standard in. I don't. Yeah, it does sort of go. Oh, okay, you just want to spend money on only your gear, but it also brings a standard in. So you know, if it's a GW measuring tape, it's going to be the same as the GW measuring tape next to it, unless
You
it's,
hope.
unless it's been modified and stuff. So it does
Yeah,
bring a
there's
standard
scope for
in.
people to cheat, but it's hard
Yeah,
if they've all got the same equipment. Like
Yeah.
it's more consistent. There'll always be the outliers, but it brings in extra consistency, and I like the extra consistency.
Yeah.
I think making it their own brand, which is the most expensive brand, is pretty shitty.
Yeah.
But at least it brings in some consistency, which is
Ah,
good.
so you
And
bring up.
considering it'll be made in a factory in China for 3 cents per bloody tape measure, and they're
Yeah.
whipping it out for $40 or whatever it is. So yeah,
I've tried to get people to get me to whip it out for $40, and no one takes it.
I'll tell you $40 to the back.
Don't pan the camera down,
The
please.
biggest problem.
Pan up, pan up, pan up.
biggest problem I do have with everyone having to bring GW dice, for example, or GW rulers, is people can mix them up. I mean, if
Yeah.
anything, you should at least be putting your name onto your ruler or onto your dice, or to keep a track of them at
Yeah.
some stage. I mean, I've always gotten dice that are the same colour as my army. That way, I know.
Oh, I
they're
love my
dice.
Nurgle dice. They're great. The plastic ones that
Yeah.
everyone goes, they don't look like
Having
dice.
Unique stuff. And also, you know, standing out from the rest of the crowd as well. You know, you want to be an individual.
So, going from that, one of the rules that GW is starting to crack down on is non-GW models are not allowed on the table.
They've been doing that
Okay.
since forever.
No, they're now actually pulling models off the table at tournaments.
So
Well,
define
they were running
what
tournaments
is
for a while.
So if I used, well, people might see this guy here in a tournament, who's my Demon Prince,
Yeah.
he would be pulled off because he's not a Games Workshop model. He's actually an Infinity model, I think. But I use him as a Demon Prince. But he can clearly see what he is. Right? It's not going to be saying, no, that's a scout. Shh.
That's a knight.
Yeah,
isn't
so
it?
all the people on the podcast, just use your imagination. So I know people, I mean, I like to look at other models. I've got some models that I'll use for Sisters and Inquisition that aren't GW, but they're freaking sweet. They're the right scale, and you can clearly see what they are. I have seen some count as things. I'm going, there's no way that looks like a Space Marine.
Yeah, that's the only bit I agree with, is some of the counts as, if it's not the same, roughly the same size, and has roughly the same kind of physical profile, it doesn't count as that. Like, if it's markedly smaller, then you can't shoot it when it's behind a rock, you know? Oh yeah, my Demon Prince is like actually 2 inches tall.
Yeah.
It's like, bullshit! Those things are huge!
That's true. Inconsistency could.
Well, that's it. The model I showed you with my Demon Prince, the reason he's standing on
yours
top
is
of it,
fine.
the reason he's standing on that is to make him the height of a standard Demon Prince, because he was a little bit short. I went, oh, that's a bit dodgy. So I made it taller, so it made the same size. I'm just a
unlike other
caring
people,
person
you're
thinking
really
about
fair.
you guys. Those Nurgle dice suck. Thanks very much. I love them.
I don't. Piss me off.
They just bug me because they're hard to read across the table. They
You
look
just,
awesome.
just gotta look for the abs. That's it.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
So where do you sit with that though? I mean, if I can't tell what it is by looking at it, I don't think it should be allowed on the table.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I'm fine with people using models from whichever system they want, as long as they fucking look like what they are.
Yeah.
Because even if your opponent explains at the start of the battle, you'll forget,
Oh,
and
yeah.
in the heat of the moment, you'll make dumb maneuvers assuming they're
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
if you ask
particularly get guys like me who don't have the knowledge that you and Greg have, Michael, where I go, what's that? Oh, yeah, that's that. I go, yep, I have to believe you because I have no freaking clue.
Well, it's just-
and then all of a sudden I don't know what's going on, and the guy isn't driving a car, but apparently he's in a car, and I don't know. If it doesn't look like it, then no, it shouldn't
Well, that's
be
why I
there.
think we're a big believer of the WYSIWYG too, where you can try and make
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
whatever. If they're running around with a las cannon, don't suddenly say no, it's a heavy bolter.
Well,
Yeah.
were any of you guys playing in CanCon back when the Thunderwolves didn't have official models?
No, don't remember.
Oh man, it was fucked up. People were just making their own Thunderwolves, and they were putting them on whatever basis they wanted.
Yeah.
So there was one Thunderwolf model, and it was that character, and he's huge, right? He's on
Yeah.
a big base, and he's a big wolf. And people were making like little ones, riding like Warhammer Goblin Rider sized wolves, and putting them on like little tiny cavalry bases, so they could squeeze through gaps that a Thunderwolf could not possibly go through. But because there was no official model, tournaments were like, oh, do we let them get away with it or not? It was so shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we've played against a person who made their own monolith out of cardboard, slightly smaller than a standard monolith.
Didn't hear about that
They
one.
they didn't want to pay for it, so they
Don't
built
forget,
one.
A long time ago, we did have that one member who was putting in unpainted, half constructed, saying this is this, this,
The
and
Corsairs.
this. Yeah, we did have that happen.
We did.
had that guy who everyone was going, no, that's bullshit, and he would lose his mind because he wasn't getting what he wanted to play with with things that he wanted to play with.
Yeah, he left the group. We didn't miss him.
Mm.
We're a very
That's the thing,
selective
it's
group.
also got to be.
If you can afford beer, you're in.
It's also got to be within reason, though. But it's also got to be within.
Oh, yeah,
What was
yeah.
that, Greg?
Well, our first rule of our group is don't be a dick. So,
Yeah,
Yay!
it's number one rule.
number one rule.
I mean, I do have a model that I'm working on. I have partially worked on already, and I tried to magnetize the weapons for those. And it's got 4 different types of weapons you can plug onto this thing.
Yeah.
But for the life of me, I cannot magnetize it, and I've ended up giving up, and I'm just gonna have to put one weapon on it, and that's the best I can do. I mean, it may change every now and again, but majority of the time it'll be that one type of weapon
Yeah.
is what I'll use most of the time.
Well, that's it. If you're modelling for the
right.
main one, and if you have, our group is pretty understandable.
Yes.
I think, but if you're playing tournaments, you have to be WYSIWYG. You just have
This
to.
is why I don't play tournaments.
It's actually quite interesting. I was reading March issue of White Dwarf, and there was one of the letters to the editors. Yes, wrong types of letters to the magazine, but there was a guy who was saying that he likes to customize his figures.
Yeah.
And an official rep from GW, so the voice in the magazine, saying, "Great, that's what we want to hear. We want to see people who are modifying the models and turning them into something slightly different."
Yeah.
And yet they're going down the line saying, "No, it has to be exactly this." That could,
I think it's...
And when you consider, with my AdMech, they are eventually going to have Necron parts on. I'm going to chuck a Necron leg or an army or even now and then, because it fits with the lore of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Does that make them
No, because we can
for an
still
official
clearly
game?
see their AdMech. It's when someone gets a stormtrooper, right, from the Star Wars thing, and say that is a Imperial, that's a scout, or that's a great demon of death, because that's a real thing.
And I think that...
And while I get that, you are going to get those rule lawyers who are going to say, "Nah, it says here it must be exact," and then the law for my characters won't work.
No, I don't think so.
Well,
I think if they're only pulling non-GW stuff out, I think you'll be fine. Yeah.
Not that I'm ever going to play an official game.
Most of those tourneys, they very much say, it must be a Games Workshop model.
Yeah.
Conversions are pretty much universally accepted.
Yeah.
Like, if you scratch build something, they'll usually allow it as long as it's not from another company.
Or cardboard, or the stick figures,
or
sprue
something
figures.
or something super bullshit.
Or
But,
my 3D printer.
Yeah.
Just make sure it says GW on the foot, you'll be fine. So, I kind of want to touch on the grey areas of the rules. Like, we have some how my opponent felt about the game. We briefly spoke about this last episode. Now, we sort of talked about this and said, we don't think we'll have that sort of issue. Well, I've heard some few results. We have had that sort of issues in some results.
What?
So,
Really?
So again, if I know if I lose and I lose badly, I'm not the most compassionate person. I will tell you to go and get fucked. But will I be sane enough to say, no, you beat me fair and square, I'm not going to penalise you on the points? Or am I going to be, almost said a really nasty word then. That's right, Collingwood. And say, no, I'm going to hit you with the points as well. And that's the area I sort of go, yes, reward good play. It's dangerous when you have it the other way around as well.
When you put an emotional aspect to a game, it makes it harder, because whether you win or lose, you are going to have an emotional aspect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, Michael, jump on you there.
It's cool. I was just going to say, I find that that's okay. Like, if your opponent is actively unfun to play, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, I no one likes losing, but you should still be having fun.
Yeah.
And it's up to you, but if you're winning, don't make your opponent have a shit time.
No.
No.
Sorry, Dave.
Swings around.
I mean, look, I would freely admit I like to win.
What?
Because I feel like,
Never.
Next episode, Dave
feel
likes
like-
to win.
I feel like winning means I've done a good job. If I lose and I haven't done a good job.
Oh, I've
It's-
lost
it's
games
part
and I
of
thought I've
that-
done everything right.
But it's also part of that, the whole idea that of my own self-confidence as well. So that doesn't exactly help things. But still, playing against Adam, I mean, I made mistakes. I learned from it. And I'm going to play differently next time. No two games are ever going to be the same. And tactics will always change. It's just the main point of it is to have
and the
fun.
dice rolls can fuck you over.
I fucking hate dice.
It comes back to one perfect example with you and me, Greg. One in our first competition we had, and that final between Microns and your Militarum.
Yep.
You could get nothing done wrong. I went right over the top of you. Everything went my way. But in another game of Kill Team, yes, slightly different game, nothing went my way.
You did nothing
at
tactically
all. And
wrong,
it was the same,
but it was just
and it was the
stomping.
same
Yeah.
figures. same figures, same dice, nothing worked.
Yeah, definitely
And
same
sometimes-
figures. They had a Lehman Russ Milk Kill team. It was awesome.
I'm talking about my side. I barely remember what the fuck you've got. But it just shows you that it could just go ass up on
Oh, yeah.
any moment.
Ah,
And,
You got the randomness because of the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
the
I mean,
point.
like, if you look at what's actually written in the document,
Hmm.
it's not about were you unlucky, did you have fun? It's do you think your opponent's list was shitty and cheesy?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it's asking.
Yeah.
Do you think that you were expecting fluffier lists and theirs was a bit rough, and the one is you had a terrible game and their list is not appropriate for a friendly environment? So, like, it's not I had a shitty time.
Yeah.
It's was their list really shitty? You know?
Yeah, and you can play
So
against
it's
teams.
not as grey as you're suggesting.
Yeah. No. Well, I've played against games where, you sort of go, I don't want to play against this because you've just stacked it so badly. And it's
Yeah.
just going, ugh. That's going back a
That's
few
why I
years.
don't go
but-
to GameCon anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It's hard for me to get into tournaments because I sort of go, I still don't, I'm not playing win at all costs. I'm still playing to win, clearly, because
Yeah.
I want to win. You know, like Dave, I like to win. We should start a club, Dave.
Imagine a game where you want to win. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
And, yeah.
personally think my tower was actually starting to go that way because I was stacking drones around every unit, and it was just a war of attrition basically. And it wasn't as fun for the other player to have to wade through that many tiny models to try and kill my army.
We just
So,
don't like
yeah,
shooting horses, mate. That's all.
My hooves. So there's fun, and I mean, I can't argue that the lore is kind of a bit that way, that the drones are meant to be
Yeah,
sort
that's
of
their role.
a sacrificial lamb, but at the same time, it doesn't exactly make for a fun game.
No. I generally
People
build
are
an
frustrated.
army around a concept, not win at all cost thing, because, you know,
Yeah,
if I was doing a win at all cost, my Imperial Guard would, I would have a Castellan Knight and then the Smash Captains. So, instead, I got a Baneblade
Yeah.
and
It's like,
Salamanders.
the real douchey way to run my list is piles of 20-man cultist blobs.
Hmm.
You know, and I'm not doing that because that's not fun.
Yeah.
I could shut down 160 Necron Warriors and a Cryptek and a Resurrection Marsh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love you
I
for
will
that.
be
Yeah.
unstoppable.
No, we'd invite you back
Unstoppable.
to the next podcast for sure.
It's been, what, 5 weeks?
Episode 15. Fuck Necrons.
I'm used to it.
Bonus content, Dave likes winning.
And everyone hates my road.
Alright, so we're agreed. Be as much hygiene aware as you can. That's pretty common sense, though, isn't it?
I mean, yeah.
It all drills down to
There's also
Oh,
that
yeah.
rule: don't get so drunk you fall over and put your palm through a Land Raider.
You go, Mark.
Still on there,
I was going
Bifrost?
to say, it all goes down to really, it's primarily devised from don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
play within the spirit of the game. Wear some deodorant. Bathe yourself once a decade. Have some freaking fun. It's a game. Yes, we spend an absolute fucking metric ton of money on this game, but it's a game.
Not at
Have
Jolt.
some
Jolt,
fun.
they get what percentages off box sets? Quick. No, he's not giving us enough money. Move on.
Some.
Yeah, that's what I think it comes down to. Just don't be a fucking dick. For crying out loud, be human. Have some fun. Wear deodorant. Put your pants and wear a belt.
Wear a belt? Jesus.
Yeah, I think a lot of the rules are kind of about reminding people to do things they should be doing. Like,
Yeah.
Mm.
don't forget to bring all your shit. Don't forget to have a shower. You know, so
Don't forget.
they're useful because they should be doing it anyway, and it can't hurt to have a reminder.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright, well, we've been going for more than 2 minutes. Should we wrap it up?
Yay!
Are we happy with what we talked about? Mournful dropped out,
Yes.
did he?
yeah.
Nice there.
My
Oh.
time decided to freeze, and I had to restart it.
Wow.
Oof.
And this is the guy. This is the guy you want to fix your computer, Greg.
Well, you can't do any more damage to it.
No.
Never say that.
I brought a hammer.
Computers can always get worse.
There's
Alright,
always something you
so-
can download.
Next month is round 2 of the slow grow. We also have 2 weeks' time is the monthly meet that isn't slow grow. So for the people who aren't doing slow grow and all people who just want to have a game.
That's me.
Yeah, same here. Oh,
Hopefully, I'll actually have enough AdMech to
I have
plop down on the table. and have a good
2,000
time.
points of salamanders in a box ready to go because everything else is boxed up to be packed up and stored until I finish redecorating.
Oh, so pretty. Gonna have youth and
It's going to look freaking awesome, alright? If I can make it stay up.
It's gonna look really manly.
Okay, so follow us on social media, outputs, inputs, stuff, things. You know, what are they called?
Just
Facebook.
got FaceTube.
Facebook,
Insta-snap,
RLG40K.
FaceTube.
Instagram, yes, we have myself. It's really funny, I can't even remember my own Instagram. But RLG4K, no, 40K, also has their own.
40.
Oh, it's really good. Red Belly Black is me. Terra 40K, he's got his one up too. He's been posting a lot at the moment, so check out his stuff. We also have a Twitch channel. If you're listening to this on Twitch, you've probably figured that out. Twitch.tv/redbelly. I'm hoping to be back on more often with more stuff if I can be inspired to paint.
You can get live and we can get in the chat and badger you to paint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that will do it. We'll do that.
All
Alright.
paint bitches. They were fun.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, fine. Sodding hell.
Might be that way.
In May, I will be hosting a game night at some point because I've got the new Hellboy, the board game, and the box is freaking huge with lots of minis. And I think I've got a couple more Kickstarters turn up, so we're going to see if we can film that as well. Be warned.
Nice.
Wear pants.
I'll be into that.
Pants.
Wear pants. Wear pants.
Pantaloons.
Anything else, fellas? Anything else you want to say to the wide world?
I'm back, bitches.
Next week we'll have
Remember-
Mark back until we get rid of the
I'm
other Mark.
probably going to disappear again for another couple of months. So. I'm honest.
Alright, so
Everyone,
let's wrap.
remember our number one rule: don't be a dick.
Hey, that's my line. Don't be a dick, Dave.
I try not to be.
Well, try
my
hard.
line.
Alright, so it's good night from Mark.
And good night from Dave. I'm on,
night from
Dave.
Michael.
Get your act up.
It's good night
Come
from me,
on.
and it's good night
I
from
said good
the
night,
man.
Michael.
Good night from the man with the voice, Michael. Take us out.
Good night, everybody. Join us next week on For Wobbly Player Syndrome. What will be the topic? We don't know. Your guess is as good as ours.